I'm excited this week, Connor. I'm excited. We got a very different show.
Things didn't go to plan per se. You could say.
Well, look, we said last week that we're scheduling an episode that we're hoping to get ready to come out this week that involves an interview.
That's correct.
We're still sort of developing that at the moment, and so that's going to come out. If we do it, it's going to come out in a few weeks' time, which left us with like a question mark of an episode.
What do we do?
What are we going to do this week?
Yeah, we didn't know because we had stuff that we had planned, but we couldn't do it this week.
Yeah, and we've got, whilst we're taking a break between Series 8 and 9, we've got a few special episodes we're doing, but they're all like, next week's episode, we're going to be going to the Doctor Who and the Daleks screening.
Yes, that's right.
We're going to be reviewing those two movies. And then the week after that, we're doing, I think, Attack of the Cybermen.
Yeah, I think it's Attack of the Cybermen. And then I think Torchwood fits in there somewhere.
And then we're going to do Torchwood Series 2 after that. And we thought about doing that earlier to fill in this spot, but then neither of us had... I mean, I've watched the first 3 episodes of it, but...
That's the point, yeah. We also hadn't seen the media in order to review it.
So we've got to go through it. You know what we are going to do this week? Smell this.
Is it the gin? Ooh.
How do you like that? Because I know you said gin.
Yeah. It helps with my COVID sinuses that are still fucked up. After 2 weeks, by the way.
This is a lovely plum gin that I'm having tonight.
Okay, that sounds better than normal white gin.
Yeah, I'm taking a bit of a break from the beery beers because...
Can't blame you, honestly.
Yeah, makes you too thick.
You know what? Yeah, that's true. Seriously though, like, after 2 weeks of COVID, I still feel like that long COVID shit ain't no joke.
Yeah.
It still kills you.
The COVID is long.
You just feel foggy and tired and my sinuses are still messed up. Like, literally, you can kind of hear it in my voice. Like, I hate it, especially when you're listening to it on audio devices. That can't be nice, but I do apologize for that. But, yeah, anyway, we're meant to film this Thursday. I forgot I'm seeing fucking Glass Animals.
You are going to a concert this Thursday, so we have to film early.
I don't know why I'm going to see Glass Animals, by the way, but I am.
Yeah.
And then...
Neither. I was like, do you really need to go to that?
No, I got it as a birthday present for someone. Yeah, I was like, we'll go together. And then it's finally happening this Thursday, and I forgot. So that's how much I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
Is that I forgot that I was going.
Good time.
So I was like, oh shit.
So we had to bring this forward, which meant a few things. So big question mark over what we were going to do this week. Is it going to be a review? Do we start Series 9? What are we going to do? And we decided,
what are we going to do?
Conor suggested, why don't we just throw some stuff at the wall and sort of have a bit of an experiment episode? We're going to talk about a lot of different Doctor Who things, a few different topics, various bits of news, and diving a little bit more into the 50% side of the podcast.
Correct.
Like the non-review side of it, but they are still quite tailored to Doctor Who-y topics for the most part.
Almost like the tangents that we go on that are Doctor Who related, though.
Yeah, it's like a Doctor Who related tangent episode.
People like that stuff, though, so...
I think so, yeah.
You hope so. Otherwise, people are going to hate this episode with an absolute passion.
I believe... the people that only come here for the reviews.
This is terrible.
But to be fair, I genuinely don't think anyone comes here for the reviews, because I know, a lot of Who-based podcasts that I listen to, when they do review episodes, I either don't listen to them, or if they do weekly reviews, I listen to the first half hour when they have a waffle, and then I, depending on the episode, will just stop listening when it gets to them doing the review.
Some people like it, some people don't.
So we're just throwing this one out. We're just trying different things, see what works. We're going to run out of episodes at some point. So
yeah, we'll have to. And I think eventually, when we do run out of episodes, I think we will do probably videos where there is one set topic.
Yeah.
For example, I really do think for example, we could do a video where it's our New Who Doctors tier list, from best to least favorite, and explain why, or we could bring in our top 3 episodes, top 3 worst, and have fun with it. We'll figure out on the way. The show's not done, folks. Don't be scared. Don't worry about all 50%. It'll be fine. Even when we run out of episodes.
We're resuscitating at the moment.
It's on its last breath.
Getting on the mouth to mouth.
It's about to die. It's fine.
When I pitched doing this program, the entire show, 2.5 years ago, whenever I first was like, hey, we should do something. During my initial pitch, I was like, oh, why don't we just do just like 3 YouTube videos. One of them is like the Russell era, one's the Moffat era, one's the Chibnall era, and we're just gonna get like progressively drunk as we talk about each.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
each episode, and just do them in one like 40-minute to an hour video.
Didn't that YouTuber Nitpicks do it? He did like a 6-hour video or something. I was like,
fuck, that just seems like a fun idea.
And they spoke about every episode. Yeah, that was our original. And then you said, hey, instead of doing 3 videos, how about we do
900,
probably 250 to fit all the episodes in? And I was like, oh fuck,
big commitment.
I said no, and then I said yes. And
I think you said no. You were hesitant. I know you were hesitant.
No, mentally. Well, no, we started it and then we fucking never finished it. I don't think we reviewed. We didn't review the last 2 of season 11.
No, but that was before. That was before the repitch. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, confusing. How's your vinyl? I hear you have a small little update.
Ah, yes, my Doctor Who vinyl.
Your Doctor Who season 1 and 2 original.
I called
vinyl.
Fucking what's it called? Sanity. I called them because I'm so confused. Because by the time I called them,
for a shop called Sanity, it sure is driving you pretty fucking insane.
It's insanity. Okay. I called them last Monday.
Yep.
So a week ago today, and at that time, it had been over 2 weeks since the product on the website said it came out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, I'm happy to wait a couple of days for like the product to ship. I'm not going to be like, it came out today, so it's got to be arriving at my doorstep. I'm like, it's fine. It released on a Friday, so it's like the chances of it coming today with the weekend coming up, I'll probably get it Monday or Tuesday. Anyway, nothing happened. I didn't get any emails.
Damn.
I looked on the website, and it's like completely out of stock. I was like, that's a bit weird. So you can't even order it now if you want to. I was like, that's a bit odd because they've taken the money, got on the receipt. Everything's fine and nothing. Anyway, I wrote on the website, I sent them an email, didn't get anything back. And I think I mentioned, I was like, I think I got fucking scammed. Like, after for years not buying a copy online in case I got scammed.
But Sanity is like a trusted retailer.
I know, that's the weird thing. But it's fine. I didn't get scammed. I called. But they just didn't talk to me. That's the issue.
That's the worst.
That's the thing, though. They just didn't tell me. Because I called up and I spoke to her, like, it just sucks. Because, like, she was really nice. But she was like, basically what's happened is like the person we're getting our stock from hasn't delivered us the vinyls, so even though it came out that day, we had no stock to ship. So she was like, when the stock comes to us, we'll give you an email. When it's shipped, we'll give you another email. So it literally could come whenever.
Gee whiz.
I'm upset because I'm like, god damn it, like I just want to get it.
No, I kind of feel the same way about something that I've got ordered, but I'm not going to tell you what that is yet, because I think it'll be a fun surprise.
It's not the Doctor Who and the Daleks.
No, well that should literally be coming any day now. The Doctor Who and the Daleks 4K.
Why when you order stuff, it just comes instantaneously?
Honestly,
I order one thing.
Part of me is like, I don't even know what copy I'm getting. Because I flip-flop between the Steelbook, the Ultimate Extra Swag Limited Edition. No, it's the normal JB one is the one that's going to come. And that should be here. I think it will probably be here tomorrow.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. But part of me is like, I want to watch it, but then I'm like, no, I'll wait till the movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just ordering Doctor Who stuff. It's weird because like JB Hi-Fi is like the biggest like kind of like tech store that sells that kind of stuff, and they didn't list the vinyl. Only Sanity did, which is so weird because normally if JB has it, Sanity has it.
Sanity, they never get the images right. Like on the photos, they always use like whenever a new collection set comes out, like the Colin Baker season 22 one that just came out. That image on the front of that isn't the actual image; it's a fan art one, because people quite often make them and they're like, "Oh, here's what I would do for a David Tennant season 3 collection set." And so they got like a fan one on it. It's so dumb.
I hate it.
The other thing is, there's like listings on there for The Woman Who Fell to Earth DVD, and I'm like, excuse me? Like,
I saw that. Just a single.
Yeah,
like, I did see that.
Never happened. I don't think.
Like the single release.
Yeah, of like Deep Breath, which actually happened.
Yes, I did see that as well, and I thought that is bizarre.
I don't think that ever got a single release. Correct us if we're wrong, but
maybe it did. I don't know. I remember I tried to get you. I think it was for the 100th episode. I went to JB Hi-Fi and tried to buy you the Deep Breath Blu-ray, and they didn't have any. And it's actually quite a rare thing now.
Yeah,
it's quite pricey.
Why?
I found a few copies that are like $50.
It's like a standard Blu-ray case.
It's a collector's piece. It's a collector's piece. It's literally just the one. I remember when it came out, I was like, I'm gonna buy that.
Jesus.
And I didn't. And now if I did, I'd be a
You gotta wait till you find people bidding on eBay. Like I did with your Pating pop vinyl. I got you for the 100th. Because I got that for $5.
I love that. Yeah, I still have that in my room. I think that's great.
Good. I'm glad.
Get a lot of questions about that.
What the fuck is that?
That's my 100th episode Pating.
Hopefully in a few weeks to a month, I'll have a special surprise to show you and the viewers. I think it'll be...
I get it. It's customized.
Customized...
beer mats.
Yes, 50% beer mats.
I may be a Doctor Who fan, but I love beer. Is that what it says? Yeah, there's cringe ass. I may be a gamer, but I still know what air smells like.
Yeah.
We're going to get customized shirts like that. I've looked into that.
We need to make a 50% shop where we have like
our vinyl.
Oh yeah, our $100 million vinyl.
There's only 7 copies up for grabs.
Yeah. And one of the tracks that it will include will be our extraordinary theme song, the 50% Doctor Who Series 1.
It still plays.
50% podcast.
Impress your friends, family, and loved ones with when you chuck on this bad boy and drop the needle on that. That'll be like, wow.
What would you put on a t-shirt? On a 50% t-shirt?
The angels have the phone box.
I don't know. That's
like,
so funny.
You know what's funny? I actually got I got some like markers that you can write on, and I was like, maybe I should try and make some custom shirts. But then I didn't know what to do, and it kind of looks a bit pants. Because I tested it out on like a old white shirt, and it kind of looks weird. It definitely looks like you've drawn on it.
I
don't know.
I think a good one would be, in quotation marks, they kept the TARDIS set up for a reason, is all I'm saying. Another classic joke.
Didn't you have an idea? Here's a good bonus episode for one day. Didn't you have an idea that...
we paint?
That's another thing, we paint.
We paint Doctor Who things.
We also got to do those Titan figures where we like... You know, I was thinking today that this wouldn't have been the perfect episode to slowly do them. What I was going to say is, you know, we're going to ask like the viewers of the show to tell us like stuff that we say and...
Yeah, I'd love to hear things, literally, from today. Yeah. Just things that we often say in the show. Just, let us know. Like, tweet at us, or maybe I'll put up, if I remember, a Q&A thing in the bottom of the on Spotify. You can comment the Q&A. I'll ask, what are things that we say all the time? Sometimes funnily so, sometimes annoyingly so.
They kept Jodie's that's such a long thing. Like, is it shortened? Like, they kept Jodie's interior up for a reason. Like,
it needs a bit of a ring.
It'd be funny if it is quite long. Like,
yeah, like really shit.
They kept Jodie Whittaker's TARDIS interior up for a reason.
And we can make it like, you know, them fan arts and they're shaped in the TARDIS. Like the words for the shape of the TARDIS.
Someone custom made this. I know you can get custom made shirts because we got them for work.
Yeah, right.
So I was wondering if like you could do that. I mean, just
funny ass.
It's like a walk-in billboard for the show. Oh, this shirt? It's my podcast. You can find it at 50 Doctor.
At 50 Doctor official store.
On Twitter and Instagram.
One day. That's where you can find us, though. On Twitter and Instagram, at 50 Doctor.
I wonder if 50 Doctor works on YouTube.
Well, on YouTube, you can find us at the 50% Doctor Who podcast. You can try 50 Doctor. Maybe it'll come up.
It might not.
Maybe it won't. Still to come in today's fantastic topic-filled episode, we're going to be talking about our dream casting. We're talking about, in this new era of Russell T Davies, who we like alongside Ncuti Gatwa as companions, as like the master, any other sort of big character in the show.
Yes.
We're also going to talk about some thoughts and feelings about how we think Jodie might regenerate. Where's it going to be? How's it going to happen?
On a hilltop.
Why is she regenerating? And
Why
also,
is she not in the TARDIS?
Maybe in that we'll have some other centenary theories and stuff that might come up.
Yeah.
We're also going to talk about a bit of a spanner in the works with some theories that we've had about the 60th. It's not a big spanner. It's a minor spanner revolving around Yasmin Finney's rose. And a couple of other topics as well. I know Connor's got a few more. And
I got my little book as well.
Yes, cool.
I remember to bring it.
Yes, let's get that out. Let's start there.
You want me to show it now?
Yeah, can you give a bit of a backstory about what this book is that you're getting out, Connor?
I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you remember. But this is my homework book, which I found whilst cleaning out my garage. And, you know, I used to be a huge Doctor Who fan even when I was a kid. Wow. So I was like always writing stories and shit in class. And I found this story that I wrote, and you're going to have to bear with me a little bit. You look at these beautiful... It's going to be hard for y'all to see, but I got all these like drawings of Cybermen and Daleks and K9 and stuff. But forgive me if I sound like I'm stuttering a little bit, because it's going to be hard to read, because I have... to this day, still have terrible handwriting. But...
So you're going to read this child Conor story?
Yes.
Should I... Whilst you do that, create an original score for it.
Oh, cool!
With my mouth.
Yes,
we're gonna improvise. This is a bananas
you can
episode.
Improv.
Okay.
All right. So this is chapter 1, and there's only one chapter. And I chapter 1. The Doctor and the Teddy Bear's Picnic. One day it's normal. The Doctor and Rose go on a time trip, but suddenly there was a big bang at the TARDIS door. The door shot open. Card for Mr. K9. The postman threw the card onto his head. Okay, thanks, said K9. Hey, get out of the TARDIS, said the Doctor. The Doctor shot... Sorry, the postman shot out faster than a cheetah. Don't know what's going with that. Then K9 opened the door. No, open the card. What's happening? Oh my god. You have been invited to the Teddy Bear's Picnic. P.S. You are welcome to bring 2 people. That's handy. Yippee, said K9. Let's start packing. Slow down, K9. What are you going to take to Teddy Bear's Picnic? Same as always, you two. To be continued. That's it.
Is that...
Sorry, I didn't actually... That's the first time I've read that.
I was expecting them to actually go to the Teddy Bear's Picnic.
She actually put... So my teacher... Yeah, I don't know why. I think I wrote the next part. But my teacher wrote, I look forward to more, so I kept her on the edge of her seat. And
still to this day, she's like
what
rocking backwards and forwards.
What happened to K9 and Teddy Bear's Picnic? I think you really enjoyed this quote, said. My favourite line is, the postman shot out faster than a cheetah.
My favourite was K9 going, okay, thanks.
K9 is he's like, he's a Sagepool lad. Ooh. Yeah, it's actually so funny. Like, I have like a cut out of Christopher Eccleston in here as well.
Wow.
If I can find it. But yeah, it's just such a... Like, finding like... Yeah, there he is. Christopher Eccleston. Famous for playing Doctor Who. And it's just like a cut out of Christopher Eccleston.
I struggled to find a pacing with the score there. It was a bit all over the place.
Well, Murray Gold.
Yeah, I also decided to just go overboard like Murray does sometimes. And dun, 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 dun.
During like just dialogue scenes.
Yeah. Like, Rose, I love you. Dun, 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 dun.
Aiden went for more of a Sagana Canola approach. He's more of a synth man.
Boom, 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 boom. We should do an episode of the podcast where in post we score it with our voices. So whilst we talk, we also make the score afterwards for it.
Yeah. Boom, just get this zip going.
Boom, 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 boom. All right,
hire us.
Let's hire us at BBC. All right, let's talk a little bit, Conor.
Yes,
because we've not done enough of that this week.
Let's go. What's our first topic?
First topic. Let's talk about a bit of dream casting.
Okay.
Ncuti Gatwa has been announced as the 14th, maybe 15th Doctor, depending on the whole David thing.
Yep.
For me, he's going to be number 14, just to throw that out there. Just like, even if David is regenerated between them,
agree.
I feel like it's like,
13.5 almost.
Yeah, like we don't count David's double regeneration as him being the 10th and 11th Doctor.
Even, John Hurt's Doctor doesn't get counted.
Yeah, exactly. Neither does the fugitive. Almost part of me thinks that Russell's just throwing the counting system out the window intentionally, because he's kind of like,
pretty much
all of us new Who writers, we've done fun with it, we've had fun, but we've kind of made a mess of the numbering system. So I think
kind of logically, I don't think they care anymore on the show. I think it's more just an easier way for fans to say what Doctor you're talking about. Mm-hmm. It's quicker than saying like David Tennant's Doctor, Master's Doctor, you go like 10, 11.
Yeah, exactly.
Easier, quicker. So yeah.
Ncuti Gatwa,
yes.
Russell T Davies.
Yes.
That's in terms of the Ncuti Gatwa era. That's all we really know. You know what I mean? Like, we know we got David and Catherine coming back, but that's presumably before Ncuti Gatwa comes into the show.
Yes.
So with Ncuti, who would you like to see as companions or possible companions?
Oh, God.
As actors. Who's your dream casting?
I mean, I think there's some really great actors from It's a Sin.
Yes,
who I think would work really well. I think literally anyone from It's a Sin would work really well. I wouldn't even be surprised if Russell picks someone from It's a Sin.
What would you like as a dynamic? Because Ncuti, I feel like, the kind of guy he is, I feel like he's going to have a lot of energy. I really hope we get that kind of flamboyancy that he brings.
Yes.
Like, and I like his. I saw some fan art today of him in like tight suits and stuff, and part of me's like, I don't really want that. Like, I like his agility. Like in Sex Education, which I finished and loved. Like, you know, there's bits he gets excited and he grabs onto a pole on the roof and pulls himself up just as like a bit of movement and a bit of energy. I'd love to see that. I'd love a Doctor that
I think we will.
Doesn't have a big coat or something. It's just like a nice shirt that he can run around in.
Yes, I think we will. And I think, you know, we might possibly see a Doctor that like maybe changes costume every episode. Like it could possibly be like...
You still want the look though.
You could have maybe a thing that's kind of similar, but maybe a different change each episode. I could see something like that happening. I would like as a dynamic wise, something that we are familiar with, but also we haven't seen before. And I think I think Ross will bring something in like that.
Sure.
I believe we're kind of theorizing that there's going to be like, it's not going to be maybe like what he did with like his old era with like 13, 12 episodes. We're going to probably be a bit shorter.
I heard a rumor of 8, but it's just a rumor.
Yes, I heard that too. Yeah. Which leads me to believe, like, you know, there is a lot more work to get done in if it's going to be a shorter season. I would like to see a more stern relationship with the companions, something that I don't feel like we got, which I missed with Jodie's era. I missed that, like, kind of like even the conflict between like when we're watching 12 and Clara right now. There's always conflict. Yeah, I really like that.
I feel like
something like that.
Yeah, I feel like, and you know, there is elements of this. I'm not saying this doesn't exist in this current era, but there definitely is like so many similarities between Yaz and the Doctor. Like, they're not that different that it causes a lot of friction. The only thing that causes friction between them quite often is when Yaz pursues things about the Doctor's past.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, come on, let's talk.
Yeah,
it's nice when, you know, you get characters like 12 and Clara who are just different people and they have that conflict there. Even with John Bishop, like, he's kind of just in that bubbly kind of bit with them. I know Yaz is probably a little bit sterner than both of those characters, but still, they're not drastically different. Kind of something I'm only just realizing whilst I'm talking about it, you know?
Yeah.
The dynamic just isn't... All the characters feel kind of similar.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Russell's going to do something that's, like, different. And I would love to... I was thinking the other day, I would love to have, like, a scene maybe in, like, the 4th episode where, like, you know, the companions... like disagree with the Doctor.
Yeah,
and, like,
that stuff's great.
Something happens, like they're quite big, like halfway through a season, like shake it up, like have the Doctor completely like shut them down and be like, you know, you do as you're told, like you're traveling with me, you do as you're told.
Yeah.
Like get in the TARDIS, like don't do what you're gonna do. Like something like that, where they try and say something, it's not gonna work, they can't do it.
Yeah.
Think about like the Wars of Mars ending kind of thing. Well, that'd be awesome.
We did kind of get that in the Haunting of Villa Diodati, but I think we didn't get the ramifications of it.
Yes.
It was very quickly moved on from.
Yeah, and like, you know, I think there are parts of you know, Jodie's era that do work with the companions. I haven't rewatched episodes like that for a long time, and I'm looking forward to rewatching them on the show. But I think what we do need is a bit of a mix up, and I really do hope that we get. I really hope that we get a Dark Doctor. Like, I really do hope that he is, like, you know, similar to Capaldi. Like, I really do.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get something like that. I'd be surprised if we didn't. But I do think he's also going to put his own twists on it. And, like, it's crazy. The guy is so in demand. Like, he's doing the Barbie film right now. He's doing Sex Ed, and then he's filming Doctor Who. Like, he clearly sees something in Russell's writing that makes him want to do it.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's what excites me the most, that he has all these opportunities.
But he's gone with Who.
But he's working with Doctor Who.
He said he's looking forward to playing the Doctor for a long time as well, I believe, on the BAFTA. He said that. So that'll be interesting to see how long that long time is. You know, it'll be nice to break the 3-season cycle. I don't want a Tom Baker 7 season, but like 4 or 5 could be nice, you know? Like, Sex Education... Sorry, I'm just saying Sex Education because of Ncuti. But, I mean, more like Stranger Things, these shows that have run for multiple seasons, for quite a few seasons, they don't feel the need to constantly change the cast. Like, they add new characters all the time, of course. But, you know, it's okay to have characters in there for like 4, 5, even 6 seasons. I don't think I'd want 6, but 4 or 5 seasons, I think think that's fine. You know, you can watch those characters grow and evolve. That's great.
And
that's especially
why we love TV. It works. Like, no one's going to have a problem with it.
Yeah.
If it works.
Exactly.
Have good characters, which I think is going to happen.
That's the benefit of TV versus movies, right? Because movies, you only get that 2 hours to tell the story. With TV, you get, 6 hours a year to push that story forward.
Even like season arcs as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You can set up for something in the next season. As for casting, though, it's a really good question.
Yes.
I feel like you never know until you see casting sometimes, and I really have been noticing that a lot recently, especially with like all this stuff that's been coming out. Like, I'd never guess Neil Patrick Harris to play a villain, and we're getting it.
Yeah,
and I'm so intrigued.
I mean, even Ncuti Gatwa was casting.
Even that was like, when that happened, I will never forget. Like, I was just like, man, that just works. But it didn't cross my mind for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I even saw people were guessing from Sex Ed like different characters, never like Ncuti.
Interesting.
And then like the fact that like he got picked and everyone was just like, that works. I think that's great. I mean, I don't know really. I mean, I know I joked the other day about Ryan Gosling like starring. That would be fucking hilarious. I think kind of like we are at that point now where like, why not? I always think like a Will Poulter would be really great. Like, I really like him. I think he's great in everything he does. He's a British actor. Like, I think he'll be really good.
Yeah.
Like, like I was thinking the other day, like a Rob Brydon as like almost like a, as John Bishop's Dan, like a Rob Brydon, I think would work so well as a Doctor Who companion.
Yeah. Yep.
I kind of like, my list kind of goes on, but I think there's no such thing as like, silly casting. Like, people can throw out names, and I don't think it's fair anymore to be like, that's stupid, that never happened, because look at what's happened. Like, the impossible has happened. It's crazy, and it's blowing my mind.
Mind blown. It's that emoji.
It's that emoji. It literally is, and I think there's just so much great choices out there.
Yeah,
and with such a huge cast on it now, it leads people wanting to do it more. I think. I'm excited.
Okay, so when I first thought this topic, my mind first went like, all right, imagine, Ncuti, I know him from Sex Education. All right, what would be the Sex Education TARDIS team? Right? So I thought, you got Ncuti as the Doctor, and then part of me was like, should we just like flip it up, and so Shooty's the main character, and then Asa Butterfield is the companion, because they have such a good friendship.
That would be
awesome. They're so fun to see.
Oh god, that would be so good.
I feel like it would just be copying Sex Ed if they did that, so I don't actually want that, but I just feel like that's like a fun thought. And then this, and I'd actually like this in general, and we're talking with Vinny about this on Twitter. Gillian Anderson playing an incarnation of the Master.
Yes.
So I've heard people call her Gillian and people call her Gillian. Do you know, is there a correct way?
I think it's like the Megan thing.
Right, okay.
People kind of say names differently in whatever country they're in. Yeah, that kind of just happens.
Sure. But yeah, I feel like she would make a good Master just anyways. But then also I was like, so the dynamic, right? What I want in the TARDIS. I'd like a 3-person TARDIS team. Right? 4 was obviously slightly too many. Maybe Russell, because he's good at ensemble cast. Maybe he could handle it better. And 2, I feel like we've had so many 2-person TARDIS teams like in New Who. It's just nice to have the extra dynamic. So I'm thinking, you got Ncuti. I'm hoping, I hope he has the power and that strength of the Doctor, but I hope he really does go into that charismatic side that the guy clearly has. And I think it would be a shame if they didn't have that as his Doctor. So you want someone that he can bounce off with that, who would be, your Asa Butterfield. But then, I think a second companion, you want to be stern, and you can have like a bit of humor between like, them having a laugh and bouncing off of each other, and then you've got this like sterner character that like, like Pete and Clara, he like shoots down all that kind of all those jokes and things like that, right? So I was like, keeping it in Sex Ed, you got your Adam Groff or your Maeve.
Yeah.
Both of those characters I feel like would just be fun to mix in with that, and they also both have fun sides, especially Maeve. That could work with those two in like a, you'd have the 3 of them there having fun, but also like, sometimes Maeve could come out with like a serious, no, fuck you, like, you idiot kind of thing. But that's
that all really works really well. That's a shame that it probably will never happen because of the show.
That's just my Sex Ed Who crossover
that actually would work so well as like a TARDIS team. I actually really like that.
And then, but outside of my Sex Ed casting, I feel like someone that could give Ncuti that, charisma to bounce off of, like I said, Asa would be Lydia West, who was obviously a name that gets thrown out there all the time. It's not from Revolutionary, but I feel like them, but being quite young and fun, they could have a lot of like chemistry there and stuff. Also, potentially, as I said last week, what if Yasmin Finney as Rose continues on as a companion after the 60th specials?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how she is. I've not seen Heartstopper, but she's a young character. Yeah. A young actress. I feel like she could bring in a lot of that fun and that chemistry that she can bounce off with Ncuti with. That youthful charisma.
No, I totally agree.
So either Lydia or Yasmin, I think that would be good. And then for the sterner companion, I feel like it could be nice to have someone a bit older because that's two quite young ones. And part of me, and I know he's a big fan of Doctor Who, especially under Russell T Davies. I know he's like a big simp for that.
Okay.
I don't think this would ever happen. But Brett Goldstein.
Okay.
Could you picture that at all?
Wow. I knew you were going to say Brett Goldstein.
Yeah, why?
I knew. I know you love him.
Yeah, okay.
I think it could work. I really do. I think...
you wouldn't want him to be as stern as he is in Ted Lasso.
Like a Roy Kent.
Because you want someone that is going to run around with them and have that fun. But I think there is an element to him like that. That's cool. And watching him like warm up to the Doctor and two youthful companion... and a youthful companion and a youthful Doctor. This older guy... He's not an old guy, but like an older, more experienced guy.
Yeah.
Warming up to these younger, like crazy people, I think could be a cool thing to see blossom.
It could be like a very young TARDIS crew. It could be people in their like 20s. I can really see that happening.
I mean, I'm a sucker for a young adult thing, you know that.
Yeah, exactly. I think they could definitely go for something like that. I wouldn't be surprised that happens. I could see it happening. I do. And I think the representation is going to be... off the scale. So, you know, everyone get ready for that.
Yeah.
Like, I really do think that's going to happen. So, yeah, I know whatever choice he makes, so it's like the right one.
Definitely, yeah.
I have faith. I have so much faith in him. It's like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that way like a lot of stuff. Like a lot of, like the Last of Us TV show that's being made. I don't necessarily, I don't disagree with the casting, but I wouldn't pick Pedro Pascal and the young girl from Game of Thrones to play those characters in the Last of Us show. You know, but I really do trust the creative team because obviously
maybe they see something we haven't seen.
Exactly. Yeah. I just on the topic of this, two other versions that said Gillian Anderson would be a good master.
Yeah.
I also thought Emma Thompson, who played the Prime Minister in Years and Years.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like she could also pull off like a cool master, and it would be in a very similar vein to I think how Gillian Anderson would do it. I think they're kind of similar. And then also Tania Miller.
Yes,
I feel like I'd love her as a Doctor, but she's also like I feel like she could pull off that.
She was one of my picks for the Doctor. Actually, I would have been very happy if she was a Doctor. But I'd love to see her incorporated into Ncuti's season at some point because I think she's fucking great.
Yeah,
I really do. I'd love to see her. Yeah, come on. I'd love to see her play.
Bring it on, baby.
I really would. I think she's already played a Time Lord. I don't care. People play people in Doctor Who all the time. Look at Capaldi, for God's sake. And Torchwood. He was in Torchwood. Who cares? He's a Doctor. Yeah. All right? I want to see her in it. That'd be lit.
Litty titty.
Yeah.
Bring it on, baby.
Titty, let's go.
I like to see it. There was someone in Doctor Who. I was going to say with Brett Goldstein. He's been in Doctor Who before. So it kind of carries on that rough tradition of...
Where?
He's in the Saranga Conundrum.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that would kind of keep that. Not that it's a tradition, but like
no one
a common
really
occurrence.
Cares, you know. Like I think it's fine.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, it's actually crazy how much Brett likes Russell. Like he.
Yeah, I bet. Who doesn't though?
He did an episode of his podcast, Films to Be Buried With, where he interviewed Russell on it, and they had such good chemistry together. And also, Brett was just like, I'm just such a big fan. Like,
yeah, I would be like that.
He just simped over the RTD era of Who, and
there's very few people I meet where I would just be like almost speechless, where I couldn't speak. I'd just be like, I love you. Like I love you. I just do.
I just really do love you.
I just love you.
That's it.
That's what I'd say to Russell.
I just love you.
I just like, bro, you have no idea how much like you made my childhood.
Yeah,
amazing.
definitely.
Like,
I feel like I would be so creatively fulfilled to meet Russell, but I feel like in terms of like passion and love, seeing Moffat, I think would be like I'd cry.
Moffat's
I think
hilarious.
I'd be like, oh, it's awesome to see Russell, and then just I'd be emotional to see Moffat. Just like his stuff really makes me emotional, and I enjoy his writing. It's 100%. So silly, even when it doesn't quite hit the mark. I still just love listening to his dialogue and things.
Well, he writes my first and second favorite episode. So, you know.
There you go.
I think meeting Stephen now would be a lot better than meeting him during his tenure.
During his tenure, I'd be like, why are you still making Doctor Who?
Be like, fuck off, I don't care.
It is crazy how much those tables have turned, hey?
Yeah, he seems so much happier now. He just seems happier that he stepped away from Doctor Who and he's just doing his own thing. Which I'm glad, because he definitely, he's been very public about how much it made him like a cunt. Because he just he was like, I just fucking got so angry at everybody and I was just a mess and I was miserable doing Sherlock on Doctor Who in the same year.
And you can
which
tell,
is ridiculous, by the way.
Looking at all the behind the scenes, clips and stuff from all the extras, he starts off so enthusiastic.
Yeah, and then he's like,
by series
there's a new
7,
season coming out. And
series 7, he almost feels
good.
hesitant to talk in these interviews and stuff. So.
Yeah, I know. Whatever I do, the fans are just not going to like it. So I don't know why I'm even bothering, to be honest. The BBC came to my house with a truckload of money, and I was like, yeah, all right.
Why not? A case of red wine, why not?
Yeah, he loves his wine.
He does, he really does.
He loves his wine.
But I think, he ends and starts on a high note, which is great. And then in between, I think, is still really enjoyable.
Cruises.
So, you brought cruises, Conor.
I did.
Oh my god.
My girlfriend bought me cruises on Saturday night.
Wow,
so.
what is that? Is that a raspberry flavour cruiser?
This is a sour strawberry.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Fuck, I want to try that.
Do you want one?
Should I?
Yeah,
if you're willing.
I've got one.
I'd love to try one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've
got two. So
that's a new flavour of cruiser to me.
There you go.
My friend group use them to get drunk quite quickly often. And the sour strawberry, that's not one that I've seen. I had a
you want to try it together? Because I haven't actually tried them yet.
Cheers, let's try it.
Cheers.
Wow, that's nice.
They're just so easy to drink.
They are very easy to drink.
You can just smash cruises. They're the most easiest things to drink. It doesn't even taste like alcohol. It's actually kind of scary how much it doesn't taste like alcohol.
Yeah, that's why we use them in everything. That's nice.
Back in the day, if you ever drank a cruiser, I felt so bad today when I was packing this. I remember how much we used to fucking roast you for drinking cruisers. I'm like,
I don't drink cruisers just sat around though. I've never just sat around drinking.
But remember when there's that meme when you grabbed the cruiser at Dan's birthday party and everyone made fun of you? I was like, we were just so horrible.
Maybe I've wiped this from my memory.
Kids can just be so horrible. And we were like 18. I was like, why were we so horrible? Who cares if he was drinking a cruiser? Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
You've come a long way.
I was like,
now we will accept people's drink choices.
Oh my god. I was like, Jesus, get over yourself. Why are we so horrible? If he wants to drink a cruiser, who gives a fuck? I love cruisers now. Who doesn't? They're
good.
Great.
I'm kind of sick of them. That's why I like this, because it's like a new flavour for me.
What ones do you normally drink?
I would usually get a mix of the main pack, which is
classic.
Yeah, like lemon and guava and stuff like that. And they're fine, but I'm just so sick of them. And then sometimes we get sugar-free ones that shake it up a bit because they're different flavours in them.
Right, okay.
But this is all brand new. I like it a lot.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Did Kimberly get you a crate of them?
No, she got me 4.
Okay, cool.
Just 4.
A wholesome 4.
God bless.
That's great. Yeah, that's lovely. That's a good drop.
Nice drop.
Good drop. Yeah.
Good local drop.
This gin is this very expensive gin that I bought. I don't really usually buy expensive whiskeys and gins and stuff, but
was it starting to taste like ass? Is it all right?
No, it tastes great. No, it's amazing. This plum gin, West Winds. It's a brewery or a ginnery in the Margaret River region of Australia, and it tastes damn good.
That's great though. I've been buying quite a few bottles recently.
Yeah,
but just having to bring mixers to a house is such a fucking pain in the ass. I hate it.
But it's hard to bring when you got to bring a carton of something.
It's hard to bring beers as well.
Yeah, it's just hard to drink.
I know, also when you're drinking, I feel like when you're drinking, spirits, I drank a bottle of Jack's the other night, and I just had you're just cracking cans of Coke, and it's when do you ever drink 8 cans of Coke in a night?
This is why I'm on the gin and tonic,
because you can get the tonic,
Because I got a sugar-free tonic because tonic does have a lot of sugar in, but this is a 0 sugar tonic.
It's definitely a healthier option.
I'm just trying to cut back because we drink a lot of beer on the show and just on general throughout the week, and on weekends I drink a lot of beer or a whiskey and Coke and things like that, and it's trying to cut back a little bit. So gin and tonic we'll stick with that for a little bit.
Gin and juice.
Speaking of Jodie Whittaker, When there's no natural segue, you just have to make one.
Try.
How do you think... Okay, moving on to the Centenary special.
Yes.
Right, I do this weird thing where I start a sentence and then I change my angle of how I'm approaching this sentence.
Okay.
I said, how do you think...
Yeah.
In the Centenary special. We're going back to the Centenary special.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Well, it is coming up soon.
It is. We need to start talking about it a bit more. We talked about it a bit last week, which was good.
3 months away?
Yes.
It's coming up.
And I'm excited.
I'm very keen to see it. 90-minute special, which is actually really exciting. It's like movie length, which is awesome to see.
That is very cool to see.
I think that's a really good choice for a 100-year anniversary of the BBC, a show that's so great as Doctor Who. It deserves a 90-minute special. I'm glad we're getting one.
It does. Yeah.
I'm keen, actually.
I'm very keen. I'm keen to see how everything, all the Time as Child stuff's going to wrap up.
Yes.
I hope we get a bit more closure. Because part of me thinks...
I hope so.
You know, and maybe this would be a good way to settle it with the fans, but like not to explain things. And maybe there's a bit of merit to that. You know, not everything has to be explained. Maybe, you know, I know you probably don't know too much about this, but Andrew Cartmel, who he was a script editor in the Sylvester McCoy era.
Right.
And so script editor at the time is basically working with the producer together. They kind of are the showrunners. So they were, shaping the way the show was. And there's basically this thing called the Cartmel Master Plan, which was to make a darker Doctor. So, you know, you saw Survival. So you saw Sylvester as a bit more of a darker, stern Doctor. He still had a lot of energy and stuff. But if you see him in his earlier season, it's got a lot of energy. And he's a way more lighthearted, silly Doctor.
Right.
And so it was a gradual thing to make him darker, but also to bring a bit more of the Who back to Doctor Who. And they were going to set up things and stuff that is very similar to the Timeless Child stuff, actually, in terms of the Doctor's origins and stuff like that. That was going to put a big question mark over who is Doctor Who.
Right.
So part of me thinks, you know, maybe Chibnall's put all these things into place. And it seems like he's going to explain stuff by
that
being
big question
like,
mark.
yeah, and it's like maybe the Doctor has lived for thousands of more regenerations before. Maybe it's just been one. Maybe Fugitive Doctor isn't even before one. Maybe she is between. There's this whole season 6B theory when there's like a gap between the second and third Doctor, but don't question it. Long fucking story. But maybe she is between one of the other regenerations. Maybe he just wants to have that question mark there. Right. And as long as they give a bit of closure to the storyline, I'm not against them not answering all the questions.
Yeah, I mean, like, even though we don't even know, like, the questions to, like...
yeah, we don't even know what the questions are, to be honest.
Anything.
Yeah.
And I even mean, like, even marketing-wise, we don't know the episode name. We don't know... it's hard to even think about how Jodie's going to regenerate when, like, we don't even know the episode name. We don't know... We have a description. We have... Isn't it like a 10-second trailer?
I think it was like 30.
30 second.
It had a decent amount,
30-second trailer, which granted looked really cool.
It did.
But apart from that, we don't really have any idea what the fuck is even happening in the episode.
Yeah,
who the main villain is. I think it is just more going to be like...
We got Dalek, Cyberman, and Master.
And probably Master would be the main villain.
Yeah, maybe. But we also know...
As per usual, Daleks and Cybermen just flying around the background doing nothing.
Time was like foreboding in the Flux finale. So is Time also going to play an element of the villain?
Yeah,
like
that was quite...
The Waters of Mars? Like I said, how Time is the real villain of the story?
Yes. Right? I mean, possibly. I mean, like, you know, like Vinder and stuff showing back up. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that. I'm interested to see how it happens, but I do think that, like, you know, we've heard a lot of just rumors and stuff that it's going to be on that hillside, and I think that's perfect.
The regeneration is going to be on the hillside?
Yeah, I'm glad it's probably not happening in the TARDIS. I think, how many regenerations in the TARDIS now? 4 in New Who?
Yeah.
4?
I think it's going to look spectacular.
I bet it will, yeah.
It's going to be the best looking regen.
Will it cut? Will it just pan up? Maybe. Will it be David Tennant going,
Hello. I hope. I really hope.
What?
And I think there is merit to what I was trying to say last week, in that Russell had just said 2 days before his one-show interview, he watched the Centenary.
Yes.
But they had finished, Chib's team had finished the Centenary 6 months before then. So, Connor's mic has fallen over again.
Oh no.
So it's like, why is Russell only watching it now? You would have assumed he would have watched it before he started writing and making this new era, right?
Correct.
So part of me thinks maybe he's seen the now final version of it that possibly includes a scene that they shot in the past month with David.
Sorry, what they added, yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah, part of me thinks they have gone back in and added it, and they maybe had an alternate ending. I don't know. Maybe we'll get an alternate ending one day that is just like a few different shots that cuts to black or something.
Yes.
But then, because you assume there's going to be a big climactic like pull out shot, which would then be weird to then like pull back in, starting the new Russell part of the scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's probably going to be a different ending. I don't know. That's my theory.
Well, the rumor has it that the BBC didn't know the what was going to happen next. They would have been smart to maybe leave the episode a bit open, where they could either in the next episode pick up right where they left off, or they could add something if need be.
Yeah, sure.
So, and also I think that's probably a good reason why they did do it with like a mostly probably CGI sound set. They probably did it for a reason, that they could at a later date come on and add in, whether maybe it was originally planned to be Ncuti or it was meant to be David, who knows. But before they even planned to do all these 60th specials with David, we don't even know. But I think that is what they're going to do. I think what's very exciting is that we could end Jodie's episode with seeing David Tennant. That would make the fandom go fucking nuts.
Yeah, like we're probably going to see either David or Ncuti.
That's exactly right. Like it could actually also be Ncuti, and then maybe this adventure on the side is like maybe like a side adventure that we've been theorizing that it could be a different universe. So that could happen. It could actually, you're right. It could be Ncuti.
I love the idea of like just a bonkers ending. Like Jodie regenerates into Ncuti. Ncuiti's like, I'm Ncuti. I'm a new doctor.
I'm Ncuti.
And then he looks up and he goes, what? And it's David. And then like Matt comes out and he goes, what? And then Pete comes out and he's
that's
like,
ridiculous.
What are you standing there for? And then it like goes to the title sequence, and then the three specials all kind of lead up to that point or something.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. What makes me laugh though, could you imagine a David Tennant in Jodie's old costume?
That's why part of me thinks
that's so wacky.
But then also I think it would be like classic Crossall to pull something like that. Like I think it would be fun, and he'd make a lot of good jokes out of it. And
I'm either way. I think we should all be respectful going into this episode. Like obviously we are all very excited for David coming back. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
And Russell and all that. But I think we should give the episode a chance. I certainly am. I know I make fucking jokes about it all the time about how I hate it.
Yeah.
But I am really going into it thinking like, let's respect what Chibnall was going for, and even though if you don't agree with it, we'll see how it happens, and we'll see how Jodie ends up regenerating. But I, for one, I'm very excited. I'll be up at the crack of dawn to watch it for sure. Like I'm really keen to see how even characters like, not so curious about how Dan will leave. I think Dan will probably just go see a doc. But
see a doc. I'm gonna go on a date with Diane.
Yeah, literally. Like I could see that happening. But with like Yaz, I'm very interested to see where. She doesn't seem like the kind of character who would just like leave the Doctor.
Yes.
I wonder what's going to happen with that.
Which leads me to sort of my next question was going to be, how do you think Jodie's going to regenerate? Like why? Like why? And part of me thinks they're going to do the classic like, Yaz gets shot or something, and then the Doctor's got to do like the mouth to mouth, give her regeneration energy to make her live again, just as they did with Rose.
Yes.
And then that's going to cause her to regenerate, and she's going to be like, no, I don't want you to see this. Like, I'm going to be a different person. My time is going to keep moving on, and you need to focus on your time.
That'd be great. And that's why she goes to some
cliff or whatever. Yeah.
Hilltop.
But another thing that I thought...
That's really good.
Just to answer the question that I asked you, that you answered that I haven't, which is where do we think the regeneration is going to happen and stuff.
Yeah.
I think, all these rumors of the cliff top, or the hills, or some have said underwater, I think all of those are great ideas. And will be very cool. Part of me is interested to see, what if she regenerates? What if she lets Yaz go, and then she returns with Kate Stewart and Unit? And like in a lot of Classic Who, the regeneration is going to take place like in Unit with the Unit gang. Because that, I think, has happened in Classic Who a bit. I think. Could totally be making this shit up.
Because didn't the third Doctor came out of the TARDIS and he fell on the grass? He
falls, and I think Unit find him or
grab
something.
Him, yeah.
And then when John regenerates into Tom, I never realised their names rhyme. That's in Unit.
Yeah.
So Tom's first story is a unit story. So I think that could be really cool. And we know that the first special, mild spoilers here for the first special of the 60th anniversary, we've seen unit troopers on set.
Yeah.
So part of me is like, what if the regeneration was just happening in unit base? Because we know unit's in the centenary, and then the Doctor
that is crazy.
Sticks with unit up until the first part of the 60th.
That is crazy, isn't it? Because like, does that mean Kate's going to be in the 60th?
Yeah, she surely is. I feel like Russell would love to include her. I feel like Kate is one of those inventions from Moffat that just everyone.
Yeah, I think that really
loves.
works.
And I think Russell loves the idea of her. I just feel like he really would.
Yeah, I mean, like even in like redacted and stuff, like it's used. You know, I think that. I mean, that'd be so interesting. Like if again, it really does. I don't think it's going to be like so black and white with Chibnall's era and Russell's. If like that theory is correct,
they blend it in a bit.
Yeah, Kate's going to be like the fuck.
Yeah.
Last week you were someone else.
And
like, you know, they're going to reference it. They're not going to. It's not just going to be. I feel like people. Chibnall Hayes just like it's going to go forever and no one's ever going to talk about it again.
Yeah,
won't reference it. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they're going to have to. And I got no problem with that. I think they should. I think you know, Crispy made a really good point on his last video.
Mm-hmm. Crispy Pro.
We love Crispy. He said like it's a show that's like next year 6 years old. Like you're not going to love all the stuff that's in it. Like that's such a good point. Like you're not like how could you, like you're not. So I think not completely like forgetting about the era is a respectful thing to do. Acknowledging it, not running with those fiends, but acknowledging it, I think is the right thing to do. Unless our whole theory about it being a parallel universe is correct, which Russell did use in his tenure quite a lot. It might not.
That is possible.
Kate Stewart and stuff.
Very good segue. Very good segue. The parallel universe. We know we got Donna, and we got a new look for the 10th Doctor, all indicating a parallel universe.
I love that look.
And we also have a new Rose.
Correct.
Which there is the theory out there that it's a parallel universe version of Rose.
Yasmin Finney.
But with Yasmin Finney playing Rose.
Yep.
And so the on-set vibes that people have been seeing is that Yasmin is Donna's daughter.
Yep.
Right? Called Rose, and that Donna has named Yasmin Rose through her subconscious.
The subconscious, correct, yeah.
Yeah, like it's just sort of there and it's seeped through from her time with the Doctor.
Uh-huh.
But the one thing, and I'm sure there's throwaway lines you can use for this as well, but the one thing that throws like a bit of a spanner in the works, which I feel like everyone knew this was going to happen anyways, is that obviously Yasmin Finney is a trans woman, and she has just confirmed that Rose is a trans character.
Is trans, yes, in the actual episode.
In Doctor Who, Rose is going to be trans. So Donna obviously wouldn't have named Rose, right?
Right. So that might have been a name
because when you do
picked.
Change your sex, you pick your own name.
You can pick your own
time,
name, correct. Okay, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah, so curious what that is. Maybe there's like a thing where it's like the Doctor's just going to be like, after all this time, you and Rose were still together or something. Like maybe it's just going to be like a throwaway line.
Right.
Or maybe there is more merit to bigger universe theories or some other kind of connection thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or maybe Donna just helped her pick her name or something.
That could be the case. Yeah, because Rose isn't a unisex name, is it? So,
I don't
think so, at least.
No, I mean, who are we to say? But traditionally, I don't think it's a.
Yeah,
it's more associated with women than it is with men.
Yeah, so that's an interesting point. Yeah, I mean, also, by the way, not that I thought she wasn't going to be trans in the episode. I think that's great. It's why I mean by representation.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get a lot more now. I know that's going to annoy a lot of people. I literally don't care. You can stop me.
Yeah,
I think it's great. Like, I don't give a fuck if you care that much. Like, seriously.
I'm keen for some, like,
it's just stupid if
disability representation as well.
Yeah, apparently the TARDIS has, like, a ramp.
A wheelchair ramp. Yeah.
Go Wilfred.
That works because they've got Wilfred there.
Yeah.
But then also, like,
I'd love to see... have a ramp? Didn't it always have...
I think some of them have, but they've also always had, like, stairs off into different corridors and stuff like that.
Because David's had that thing. Oh, they all do. They all do. They all had the...
Yeah, there's... No, but I think Pete's has, like, a ramp, but then, like, a little step or something. There's something, sus.
Right.
And then it's all steps that go down to the bottom of the TARDIS in Pete's TARDIS, I think. But anyways, yeah, so I'd love to see, like, Ruth... Is it Ruth Madley? Is that the actress from Years and Years? And she's disabled. She's in a wheelchair.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And she's recently been doing some Big Finish. She's a new companion for Colin's Doctor.
Okay, yeah.
I'd love to see her playing another character and get to go in the TARDIS. I think she'd be a great Doctor Who character.
Well, these are all little breadcrumbs which we're all, piecing together, which I would, I wouldn't be surprised if this stuff turns out to be true, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like stuff you're saying there.
Look at us. We're piecing shit together. We're like... 90.
Wow.
Okay.
Someone using an angle grinder right now.
Someone
know that sound.
Across the road is using an ankle... Is it ankle?
Angle grinder.
Ankle grinder?
Yeah, angle grinder, yeah.
This guy next door, literally, whenever... Yeah, it's 8 o'clock at night.
There's rules against that.
Whenever I'm like sitting down, whether it's like when I used to do a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that, and I would sit down to record and start talking, the moment I press record, go and sit in my chair... He would fucking start it. Like, I'm not kidding. The guy just does so much shit with it. Oh, God.
I think that actually is... I don't know the exact times. I probably should.
Should we call the cops?
Yeah, well, you could.
No, I'm not going to.
More the Ranger, I think.
I'm not going to do that.
It's like, I think it's 5 till something. You can't use heavy powered machinery.
Yeah.
It's to do with, like, people sleeping. Mostly old people and babies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I'm an old people with my baby.
He's so funny.
Would you like to hit me up with one of your topics? Because we're probably just going to have to do one quick one from you now, Con.
My topic.
Sorry, I kind of hogged the topic department.
That's all right. I think, well, no, we pretty much wrote the same thing.
Okay, cool.
But what I got was...
Dum dum da da da.
Everything that you said.
Really?
Well, we pretty much said everything that we pretty much said, like, the same thing. Remember I sent you today?
Yeah.
But I guess there's one more thing to say.
Yep.
And that is about the 60th specials.
What about the 60th specials, Connor? Enlighten me, please.
It's actually happening. I don't know if you've seen, but...
What?
Sadly, not good news.
What?
Well, apparently, here's the little thing. I heard that Wilfred Mott...
I was about to bring this up,
yes.
but I didn't.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Apparently, Bernard Cribbins...
Yeah, he's
in hospital at the moment. Mm-hmm. So, although I don't know how much he has actually written into the special itself.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was meant to be filming any more scenes. But bless him, he's such a trooper. Like, the fact that he even rocked up to set and was like, I'll film some scenes.
Yeah. So, like, you know, obviously his health comes first, and we hope for that.
Yes,
and, you know, we hope he comes through. We don't even know how sick he is or anything, you know. But we know...
He is quite old, bless him. Isn't he like 90?
92 or 93 or something.
Jeez, like, bless him.
We know that someone on Twitter had sent him, like, a fan thing to, like, sign, or, like, a fan message or letter or something. And Bernard's agent or whoever had replied saying, sorry, he's in hospital at the moment, so he can't reply. So, yeah. Curious to know, what's going on with him, if he's well. And also, did they finish filming his stuff for the 60th?
I don't know.
But, you know.
It's such a shame. Like, also, I know, like, he's such a big, like, British actor. Because I remember when, like, my uncle, who's, like, passed away now, but I remember when I watched End of Time Part 1 and 2 in England. Mm-hmm. He was, like, End of Time was, like, advertising on TV on BBC One. Mm-hmm. And my uncle was like, I want to watch that because I really like Bernard Cribbins. And I was like, bro, like...
Such a gentleman.
Like, that's crazy, like, you know... That you'd even want to sit down and watch a show that you haven't seen before just because of this actor who's that iconic. So I think the fact that he's even in the 60th is awesome.
What a champ.
We wish him a speedy recovery. We all love him. Who doesn't love Wilf? He's the best. And the fact that he even like was a trooper enough to come back onto the set, I think is awesome. I was hesitant to bring it up just then. I wasn't trying to make a downer.
Yeah.
But we send our love to you, obviously.
Yes,
and
Bernard.
Also my point was mainly that I know it means so much to the fans that he's even in it. Mm-hmm. And it's so nice that he actually cares that much, that he was like, obviously he's older and it would have been a lot for him to go on the set. and he cares that much that the fans will get like it's an added thing to the 60th that he's in it, and I think that's really great.
Yeah, good on him.
So I'm really glad he's in it, and we wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah, I hope he's well. I hope we hear soon that he's well.
Yeah,
Good,
I do think they probably wouldn't have like written him a lot, because I think they do kind of like, I think due to like the stuff that we saw, I think they do kind of leave like Sylvia and Wilf.
Just in like a few scenes.
I think they leave them at home and they fly off.
Yeah.
So that would make sense, but
who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Well, we can't end on such a bummer, Connor. We need.
Sorry, man. I mean, that's all I had.
My backup segment.
Yeah.
Backup segment. Just spitball. Chibnall era. You're in charge of the brand new Chibnall era spin-off. What would you want to make it about? Obviously, obvious answer is like Fugitive Doctor is the one that seems so full of potential.
Is that the obvious answer?
I feel like, no, just like in general.
No, it would be, yeah.
Like if they're going to make one, she's so in demand by the fans for more of her. And you could do so much with her, that era.
Would love to see a Fugitive Doctor show, but that's not the one I was going to pick. And it's so funny that we even spoke about the whole Timeless Children thing, because my pick would be to explore the Timeless Children arc.
But I feel like do that through the Fugitive Doctor.
That could be cool, but also you said I couldn't pick that, so...
Yeah, okay.
You did say I couldn't pick that.
Sorry.
So I did have to pick something else. And
what's your pitch? So who are you following? Are you following like a young version of the Doctor? Or?
Yeah, kind of. I think like explore that time on Gallifrey almost. Mm-hmm. And I've always said this, seriously, I think they should keep Chibnall on to write a spin-off.
Yeah, that'd be
like so I really do think. Even if it has something to do with anything that he's written for the show, say a Fugitive Doctor or Timeless Child, he did a good job at running Torchwood. It's a really loved show. Mm-hmm. So I don't see why he couldn't go and write... The man could write another Day One for all I care.
Yeah.
He could write Day One
let me tell you,
for another Torchwood show.
Because we're reviewing Torchwood Series 2 in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
I've recently... Oh, fuck, that was a decent pull. I've recently started rewatching it, and I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in, and what an improvement it is, season 2 over season 1.
I always remember season 2 being a lot better.
And that's obviously, a lot of Chibnall in there, so...
Yeah, I think that Chibnall would really suit like a Class or like a Torchwood. A more mature show.
Sure, yeah.
And seriously, I don't think it's going to happen, but I would really like to see him... I would really like to see him doing a Doctor Who spin-off. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think if Russell was going to go to someone, he probably would go to someone like him who he's worked with before. Obviously, you can't go to Gareth Roberts. You're going to go to Chibnall.
Yeah.
So I do think that he would suit. I think he suited the spin-off format so much more. I think than being a head showrunner.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome.
I think I got a few.
Yeah.
And it's like the obvious answers for like spin-offs, and they kind of relate to Chibnall era, so I'm just going to throw these out there just so people aren't like, why wouldn't you pick this? Mm-hmm. But like, a unit spin-off or a spin-off. I say Ace is related because now she's going to be in the Centenary.
Ace and Tegan spin-off.
An Ace and Tegan spin-off together. That would be interesting. Maybe that's why I brought them in.
Maybe he wants to, yeah.
I got 2 other ideas. Mm-hmm. One is I really liked the universe building of Flux.
Yes, me too.
I thought they explored it really cool. And I thought there was, really well, sorry. And I think there's so much more that they could do in terms of building out the Doctor Who lore, because every Doctor Who spin-off has been set on Earth. Right? Like in Class, they go off Earth for a little bit. But other than that, it's like 99% set on Earth. Mm-hmm. And I'd love a spin-off that is set off in space. And I think characters that need humanizing a little bit more, and maybe could do through a spin-off, is Vinder and Bell.
Yeah.
And it's like perhaps Vinder and Bell have to go on this massive 6-part adventure.
Yeah.
And they're exploring the universe in the process. And they just so they really seem like characters that are just from off-world, like the technologies they use and the spaceship designs that they have and things like that.
Yeah.
Really
just Carbonista for an episode.
Yeah, you can bring in those characters and stuff. I think it'll be cool. My second idea for a spin-off, and it's just kind of a laugh, I think it'll be a funny, almost like WandaVision. Where... Yeah, it'll be good to have it a very stereotypical sitcom that slowly expands into a larger story or something like that. But the Dan and Carvanista house.
That'd be so good.
And it's Dan and Carvanista in a sitcom house, just why are we living together? Why do I have a dog as my roommate? Like, that would never happen.
I'll tell you what, I would love that.
I think it would be funny and it's just them like having a laugh and having
I love Carvinister and Dan. They're such good fucking characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think they're a lot of fun.
They're fun as.
Yeah. The Dan and Carvinister house.
Is that what you got?
Yeah.
I was going to say quickly, you're so right about expanding the universe. Like, rewatching Star Wars, I think the coolest thing is like, you've got like A New Hope and it's like set on like Tatooine and stuff. And then like, you've got Empire Strikes Back set on Hoth, and then you've got Return of the Jedi, this Endor. Like, I think the coolest thing about Star Wars, and then like, to its detriment a bit, Rogue One, you kind of fucking like 8 different places, sometimes in the same 10 minutes.
Yeah, but they're all different. They all look different.
It's fun to see different places, I think. And that's what I think you're kind of going for. I think that's what Flux was really cool about you. It was like you were just seeing different places. Like, there was that shot in Flux I thought was awesome where like, Belle was just on a planet and fucking Daleks were just patrolling it.
Yeah.
I think that's sick. I think that's awesome. I think that's so cool.
I like,
I really like that.
We always build, the universe of the Daleks and more backstory to the Daleks.
Yeah.
But we never really see them just doing what they do.
You just hear about the Daleks are just the worst people ever.
Yeah.
And
they're always in like this massive plot thing. But sometimes it's great to just have them there as like a secondary villain or something, and they're not playing a pivotal role. They're not doing a massive story. They're just an obstacle because they are patrolling this planet. Maybe a character gets taken in by a Dalek prison camp, but it doesn't have to be what the story's about, but it's a big part of like building that world, right? Yeah,
we kind of theorized about the idea of a villain spin-off where like it's in the point of view of the Daleks that like, it will follow Daleks. You will have the good guys, but they'll be like almost in the TV show written as like the bad guys, but they're the good guys.
I'd like that, but not with the Daleks or a robot.
I reckon a Cyberman would be really cool.
I'd want a humanoid character that you can see expression from.
Robot from
K9.
Isn't that an episode called Robot in Doctor Who?
There is.
Yeah. Him.
And then there's
definitely
like
him.
2 seasons later, there's an episode called The Robots of Death.
And then the Robot of Sherwood.
And then Robot of Sherwood.
Yeah, Russell really needs to get like a K9 type character in the TARDIS.
I'd love that. Hey, in Doctor Who magazine recently, they were talking about how I think Juno Dawson was saying they wanted to include Donna Noble, but the BBC were like, no, you can't, because obviously because she was coming back. She also said, she didn't say why not, but she said we would also try to use K9, but the BBC told us we couldn't.
Oh my God, he's back.
So, could K9 be in the 60th?
Master?
Hello, Master.
Let's just get the K9 just rocking around the TARDIS. Like,
dude, yeah, he doesn't need to go out on a bunch of adventures. He can just be there when he needs
He goes to come out and they close the door on him. Like, all right, just stay there.
Stay in here, boy.
Is the original voice actor still alive?
Yeah.
He can come back. That'd be sick.
Please, that'd be great.
Oh my God, yes, is K9 just rocking around the TARDIS?
Yeah, that'd be. Maybe he is, because we haven't seen inside the TARDIS
yet. Did you
send
me that clip where K9's head just twists?
Oh,
and he blew up.
Shada. Okay, I gotta tell you, Shada is a 6-part story. I kind of want you to watch it at some point.
We can do it for the show, sure.
And I think it was Shada that this happened in. No, it wasn't Shada. It was the one before that. What's the one before Shada? Everyone's like yelling at me right now. Season 17, what's the last proper story? Fuck. Was it the Horns of Nymon?
I wouldn't have a clue.
I think it was the Horns of Nymon.
Josh is yelling at you right now.
I know.
He's like, Conor!
I think it might have been the Horns of Nymon.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a scene. There's actually 2 of the 4 episodes. The Doctor is just in the TARDIS trying to fix the TARDIS. And it's so funny.
That's just the whole episode?
No, there's like other plot points going on in different places, but the Doctor's part is just him in the TARDIS trying to fix the TARDIS, and like he's just like Tom's just having so much fun, just like riffing on his own, and
I love it.
And then like K9's doing something under the console, and he
gets yeeted, and he
just like turns backwards, and then the Doctor gives him mouth to mouth. It is the funniest shit ever. Anyways, Shada, 6-part story at the end of season 17.
Yep.
Right, it was going to be this massive thing written by Douglas Adams, who wrote City of Death.
Yeah,
who we both
I remember
really
that
liked.
name, yeah.
But he didn't like actually write City of Death. He had like an alias name. But yeah, and he was like the acting showrunner at the time, the script editor. And it's a serial that never went to air because they filmed all the location stuff and they did 1 out of 3 of the studio sessions for it. And then there was like a big strike. I can't remember if it was a writer's strike or like a BBC strike, but the rest of the serial never got filmed. So, through the powers of technology, they have since got the actors back and recorded the voice parts for it.
Wow.
And they've animated the missing scenes. But let me tell you, like, it is beautiful. Like, the animation is like, yeah, it's good. Like, it's animation, you know? But the scenes that they actually did film are stunning.
When did you watch this?
The day I was sick a couple of weeks ago. Okay. It was the last show on the box set.
Okay.
And yeah, dude, like most of it is set on campus at Oxford University, and they actually went to location on film.
That's awesome.
And shot it, so it's on film and it looks stunningly remastered.
Wow, that's sick.
And yeah, there's loads of studio stuff that they shot as well, which also looks surprisingly good for studio stuff. And then there's just, especially in the last couple of episodes, lots of scenes they didn't get to film, and that's animated.
Right.
And it's good, and it's a really good story. I've heard a few people say, like, oh, if it wasn't for the legend of it being not released, and over time, over the last, like, 30 years since it was meant to come out, they've released it in various formats. Like, they had a version where, like, they recreated it, I think, entirely in animation with Richard E. Grant as the Doctor, I think.
Okay.
And then there's a Big Finish version of it. There's all sorts of different versions of Shada. It's, like, infamous.
Wow, okay.
And then
I love stuff like that.
In 2017, they made what was meant to be like the definitive version, and that's when they redid all the animation for it. Right. And they made it like a movie-length 2-hour Blu-ray that they just put out, and I think it aired on TV or something. And then, on the season 17 set, they got that version. They cut it up into 6 parts like it was supposed to be, which makes it way more digestible rather than watching 2.5 hours of it. And I think they upgraded the animation a little bit, I think. And now that is the definitive version. Like, we're not doing Shada again. This is Shada now.
Yeah, okay.
And I just think it's a really enjoyable story. People say, like, if it wasn't for the legend of the whole, it never actually was filmed and stuff, then it wouldn't be as good. Like, people just think it's so hyped up because of that. But I was watching it, and I was like, this is great Doctor Who. Like,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's another Time Lord character in there, which is always fun. And
wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so keen to try watch some more classics. Like, I think that's going to be really fun.
Well, we've got Attack of the Cybermen coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yes,
because that'll be your first ever 6th Doctor story.
Yeah, keen.
I watched. It's good. It's the first 2 episodes of Series 22, the series where they made 45-minute episodes of Doctor Who, which is the only time in Classic Who they did it.
So there's 2 45-minute episodes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
And I watched the first one, and I watched the first 5 minutes of the second one, and I was like, I'm going to come back to this at another time.
Okay.
I don't know. I know a lot of people like it, a lot of people don't. So I might try watch it later tonight or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm keen. We'll definitely try and help some more classics as well. Mm-hmm. We've also got to throw in Class at the end of season 9, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we'll do Sarah Jade Adventure specials at some point as well.
Yeah, so Class, get ready for Class after our season 9 reviews, which will go quite quick because they're mostly 2-parters.
Yes.
So that'd be like, 7, 8 weeks of season 9?
Yeah, and I'm splitting up the finale into 3 parts.
It'll be quicker than usual.
So, you know what I mean? Connor, our favourite part of the episode, what is your rating?
Out of this?
What are you going to rate our episode out of 10?
I think we did good for no structure episode. I guess a fat 7.
Fat 7?
I think we did our best.
Yeah, okay.
And I think like there's always room for improvement, but I think that we tried our best for we literally less than 24 hours ago didn't even know what we were going to do. I remember I hit up this morning and I was like, what are we doing today?
The messages were so funny.
I got no idea what we were doing. So I think we did good in that. I think it's a lot easier to riff when you have an episode to review because, you've got space that's already been filled.
Yeah,
how long have we been recording for?
Over an hour.
Yeah, I think we have been, hey.
I'm going to give it us a 7.5.
Oi!
I enjoyed riffing. I think I think there's merit to us doing this again.
Well, we can do it again for sure.
And learning from what we did this time.
Yeah, I think we did good. It's been fun.
And there's maybe an element that we should incorporate this a little bit more into the actual episodes, even when we are reviewing.
Yeah.
Rather than just straight fire review.
People love our Star Wars talk. A lot of Star Wars talk recently.
There has been a lot of Star Wars talk recently.
I even mentioned Tatooine, Hoth, and Endor.
Yes, you did. You did a bit of Star Wars. Well, it's because you've been watching it. It's all in your head.
Yeah, I'm on Empire now, which was great.
Do they strike back?
I don't know if anyone watched the first 10 minutes. No, I've seen it before.
Oh no, this is your first time watching Star Wars?
Fuck off. I literally grew up with this shit. I'm a seasoned veteran. Smiley?
Yeah. Pete is Smiley. Little emoji octopus Pete is Smiley today.
I hope you liked it, because we did our best ways for... that was my fault. I'm sorry, I did forget that I was going to see a famous British band. I think they're British.
If you did like it, let us know, because we'll organize doing a few more of these from time to time. It's great doing them like, and we could do it like every few months, like maybe between each season or something, because you know, we can talk about the things that have happened in the last 3 months, you know, like we talked about 60th stuff, we talked about centenary stuff. You know, we couldn't necessarily do this every week because there's not always going to be like updates of us to dissect and things. But hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed.
7 out of 10 for Conor. 7.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, do let us know what you thought. Did you fall asleep? Did you scream at your car?
Did you skip?
Did you scream at your radio going, why the fuck are they talking about?
I only come for the reviews.
Yeah, who just comes for the reviews? Let us know. I'm sure someone does. All right.
We should make this a rival to Crispy's podcast.
Yeah, because that's kind of like what they do, isn't it? It's like they just kind of...
I was just saying their podcast is called Who's There?
Yeah.
Ours should be called Who Cares?
Oh no!
Who cares? We just riff raff on so much shit that it's like, who even fucking cares what we're talking about?
You want to call it Who Cares?
Who Cares? A 50% podcast. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, listening.
So tired, I can't deal with this anymore. Who cares?
We'll see.
Thanks for watching Who Cares.
Thank you for watching Who Cares, a 50% podcast. And we'll see you next week. But we're going to talk about the Doctor and the Daleks. We're going to go out for drinks, and then we're going to watch the Dalek 2 movies.
Whoa.
That's so exciting. I'm so keen for that. Doctor Who the movies, man. It's been so long.
If you want to come say hi to us, we're going to be at Luna Leaderville.
That's right.
If you want to come and get a photo
the
of us,
Monday night session.
Fuck off.
Get
you know the deal.
Do not sit with us. We will tell you. Conor will tell you to fuck off.
I will tell you to go away.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time, Conor. Let's sing out in song, baby.
It's Aiden's and Conor's podcast. I'm so happy. We're going Doctor Who reviews
and the Teddy Bear's Picnic. Doctor Who reviews. You reciting the Teddy Bear's Picnic was not a letdown.
Thank you.
But the story itself was.
Hey, the first part, man. It's the first part.
It's like Shada.
You have to get the full experience.
Conor went on a writer's strike and
I'm still, writing part 2.
Yeah, it's all gonna be animated one day.
Maybe, I'm not in year 2 anymore.
We got me 17.
I need to write the second part.
Do it. Actually do. God. That's for the 200th episode. Write part 2.
I will write the second part to Doctor Who and the Teddy Bear's Picnic.
What a thrilling experience. The hype for 200 starts now.